From TV star to public crusader to surprise college student, Leah Remini has reinvented herself over and over, and her latest transformation may be the most surprising yet. Remini became a Scientologist at age 9 after being introduced to the religion by her mom. They later moved from New York to Florida for the church. Remini told BuzzFeed, "We went from a middle-class lifestyle in Brooklyn to living in a roach-infested motel with 6 other girls off a freeway in Clearwater, Florida." Remini said her education halted when she reached the 8th grade, and she started doing manual labor within Scientology. "We were separated from our mother. We had to sign billion-year contracts we didn't understand. We were working from morning until night with barely any schooling." Remini also spoke about her early life with the church on Grounded with Louis Theroux, explaining how being involved with the religion from a young age affected her personality. "Growing up like that and feeling if someone didn't get me or I was having trouble in my life, it was because they were not Scientologists. It always excused away any issues I might have had. It was never my fault."
It's about the damage that it does to people as individuals. I mean, we're all still kind of managing who we are from being in a cult.
Around age 13, Remini moved to Los Angeles with her family to get away from the situation in Florida. Remini enrolled in public school but dropped out at age 14 and began auditioning around LA for any part she could find, from commercials to movies. She wrote on Facebook, "I saw a successful acting career as a salvation. It would help me get my family out of poverty and give me a higher standing in Scientology, which I truly believed was helping to save mankind." By the early 90s, Remini had appeared in a slew of notable shows early in her career, including Who's the Boss, as well as multiple episodes of Saved by the Bell and Cheers, but the best was yet to come. As Remini's star power grew, she began receiving bigger opportunities. She told TV Insider, "They wanted me to audition for Will and Grace. I read that and I read Friends. I said, these 2 shows are going to be hits, but I'm not those characters. I don't think this is meant for me." Remini's big breakthrough role came in 1998 when she was cast as the confident Carrie Heffernan in The King of Queens. Remini recalled, "I had been to hundreds of auditions, was cast in many pilots and some short-lived series. As soon as production started on season 1, I knew I was home." Remini signed up for The King of Queens without knowing too much about the script because she knew she'd appear alongside Kevin James, who she'd met and had chemistry with. "Immediately, I was like, I don't even care what the script is. I just love this guy so much." And I was like, yes. In 2003, Remini married Angelo Pagan. The two met in a club Pagan was singing in 7 years earlier, and she recalled their first interaction on RuPaul, and a relationship truly blossomed from their less-than-ideal meeting, as Remini and Pagan tied the knot in front of 125 guests in an outdoor Las Vegas ceremony. The King of Queens producer Rob Schiller attended their big day and told people of their vows. The words were very funny, very heartfelt. It brought tears to everybody's eyes. And the happy couple invited the world to share their joy as their wedding preparations were recorded for a VH1 special entitled Inside Out, Leah Remini. Remini and Pagan expanded their family in 2004, welcoming their first and only child together, daughter Sophia, in June. They documented the birth in the VH1 reality special Inside Out, Leah Remini, the baby special.
Lo and behold, she took the test a couple of weeks later and boom.
The couple decided not to introduce Sophia to Scientology. Remini told E! News, "My daughter was never a member. I never did indoctrinate her. I didn't want this for her." But while Remini was riding high in her professional and personal life, she was dealt a blow when The King of Queens ended after 9 seasons. At the time, Remini told Zap2it she planned to replace working on the show with family time. "I'll probably just fill my time with my family and my daughter. She's starting to say, don't go to work. It's the right age to give it a break. She's going to be 3. But years later, she told BuzzFeed it was still so raw she couldn't watch reruns of the show. Kevin James loved the show, but his film career was taking off and he didn't want it to end up being the show that trickled off. I understood his position, and looking back he was right, but I'm still mourning that loss." After taking a step back from the spotlight, Leah Remini was ready for a career reset. She tried her hand at daytime TV in 2010 as a co-host of The Talk, alongside Holly Robinson Peete and Sharon Osbourne, among others. Remini told BuzzFeed she signed up after executive Les Moonves purportedly told her it could lead to other things at the network. Les said that for every year I was on The Talk, he'd let me develop shows for CBS, which sounded great. But things turned sour when Remini and Peete were dropped from the show. Remini accused Osbourne of being the reason she and Peete were let go, tweeting, "Sharon thought me and Holly were ghetto. We were not funny, awkward, and didn't know ourselves. She has the power that was given to her." But Osbourne denied she had anything to do with the co-host shakeup. "I had absolutely nothing to do with her departure from the show and have no idea why she continues to take to Twitter to spread this false gossip. Leah knows that I have never been in the position to hire or fire anyone on the show." Following the fallout from the talk, Remini appeared on Dancing with the Stars. The actor was partnered with pro Tony Dovolani and came in 5th place during season 17, with the two forming a strong friendship. Remini joked on Good Morning America after being eliminated.
I did my best. Tony really had his work cut out for him. They should give him a raise. I mean, he was my best friend. He was my therapist.
She also made a massive life change in 2013 when she left the Church of Scientology. In addition to growing disillusioned with the church's practices, Remini said she cut ties because of her family. She told BuzzFeed, "I was spending most of my time at the church, so I was saying family first, but I wasn't showing that. I didn't like the message that sent my daughter." In the years after leaving the Church of Scientology, Leah Remini spoke in depth about her experiences. Speaking with BuzzFeed, she claimed she attempted to make changes as a member but was turned down. "That showed me they didn't actually care, which went against everything I thought we stood for. They only cared that their lives would be disrupted if they stood with me." In 2015, Remini expanded on her experiences in her celebrity memoir, Troublemaker: Surviving Hollywood and Scientology. Then, in 2016, she released the first season of docuseries Leah Remini, Scientology and the Aftermath, which delved into the religion's practices. In response, Scientologist leaders attempted to discredit Remini. In a statement to Entertainment Tonight, a spokesperson said in part, "Remini is omitting that she was participating in a program to remain a Scientologist by her own choice, as she was on the verge of being expelled for her ethical lapses." But while things got messy with the church, the native New Yorker was also focused on recreating the King of Queens magic. She reunited with Kevin James in 2017 as a guest star on season 1 of his sitcom Kevin Can Wait. For season 2, she bagged a series regular position, but the show was canceled in 2018. After the show ended, she wrote on Instagram, "I laughed every day, and I will miss that the most. You don't always get a second chance at something that meant so much to you, and I did, and I am so grateful for it. It came at a time when I needed to laugh." Remini became an empty nester in 2022 when daughter Sophia moved to college. Remini told People, "Angelo and I are very proud, but it's like I'm having a job of 17 years that I've loved and cherished ripped away from me overnight. I'm devastated. I have to now find ways to get out of the house. It's scary because I don't know what the next thing is for me." But Remini used her newfound downtime wisely. She celebrated a milestone in 2023 when she earned an associate's degree from New York University after 3 years of hard work. She shared a picture of her diploma on Instagram, explaining it was a big achievement for her because of her stunted education as a Scientology member. "I desperately wanted a higher education for many years but didn't move forward because I feared I was not smart enough. Even though I had managed to leave Scientology, 3 decades of brainwashing still gripped my mind." The star had also found a sweet spot in her career where she could be more selective about the jobs she accepted. She hosted People Puzzler and became a So You Think You Can Dance judge, telling People, "I like to work, and I'm very blessed that I'm able to say no, but I want to work on things that are fun." Fans were shocked when Remini and Pagan announced in August 2024 that they were divorcing. The couple explained on Instagram that the reason for their split was because they'd both evolved over the nearly 3 decades since they met. This decision came after a lot of thought and care, and as hard as divorce is, we are approaching this with a positive outlook because we know it's what's best for us. Yes, we're sad, and we've got some figuring out to do as we continue to move forward into our new normal, together still in many ways and apart in some new ones. Remini and Pagan officially settled their divorce 2 months after the announcement, with the conditions of their split kept under wraps. TMZ reported that they became legally single in March 2025 after their divorce was signed off on by the judge. Despite going their separate ways, though, the duo remained amicable and friendly. In November, 3 months after announcing their breakup, Pagan shared an Instagram video of himself and Remini watching a football game together, writing, "Some things never change. Still spending most Sundays watching my Cowboys with Leah. Hashtag exes be like." With such a supportive family behind her and an exciting new chapter in front of her, we can't wait to see what's next for a single Leah Remini.